Oh, yeah. Welcome to Just Weirdly Blended.
I'm Tom.
And I'm Jesse.
And we're back
to come
in
in
another
hot.
episode. Yeah. Hey, do it.
I was noticing because I was editing some video over the weekend, and then I was editing some clips, and I was like, I sounded so boring when I fucking came in. And I'm like, welcome. I was trying to be funny, but it sounded like I just sounded uninterested.
Oh, no. I'm sure we
Welcome to Just Weirdly Blended.
We're almost halfway through February already.
That's crazy.
I know.
What is it? The 11th?
Yeah. Today's the 11th. So Valentine's Day on Monday, which is an awful fucking day for Valentine's Day.
We'll get to that.
Yeah.
It's such a terrible day for Valentine's.
Yeah, it is. Monday's the worst day of a week anyway. And excuse me.
I thought Valentine's Day was going to be like on a Saturday or fucking something cool.
I was just talking today. Why is it that like Thanksgiving, which is, like a real holiday that we actually miss work for, is on one specific day of the week?
Yeah.
But Valentine's Day, which is completely fabricated, is like this shifting day. I would rather have it like the Friday.
It's every other. Yeah.
It's like locked into a day. Like
it's the third Sunday of every year.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. Like, I don't know. I think it's stupid the way we let it rotate.
Floating.
For schools, it's,
I know JJ's, he's doing a
party.
Yeah, that's what he's doing.
Kill me now.
I wonder how his teacher always seems cool, but I wonder what in the time she's just like, God.
We all play that way, but dude, there are moments. I know she has a kid in her class that JJ's told him about this kid. I had to tell him. I was like, hey, man, because this kid took something out of JJ's hand today. JJ found it. He goes, oh, what's this? Oh, what can I do with this? And he throws it in the garbage. Wow, that's where it'll go. I'll throw it over here. And I'm like, well, what'd you say to him? He didn't say nothing. And I'm like, why don't you tell the teacher? And I was telling him, I was like, you know what? Sock that kid in the face next time. I don't care if you get in trouble at school. Like, you ain't gonna get in trouble here. He's a bully. Like, that's not the first time. This kid's ripped stuff off JJ's backpack, stole his like eraser for his whiteboard. Still haven't got that back. Like, I paid money for that shit. Don't make me go to his house. What's his address? Yeah, there's a lot of difficulties this year that didn't exist before COVID. Yeah, this is a tough general group of kids. Like, I'm hearing from a lot of people, just people that work in schools, the behaviors in general are just way more tricky than they usually are, and more kids.
Which I understand because obviously, but I think this kid in particular
is not very nice.
No, he's not. He sounds like he's a bully. Like, honestly, like, he has bully mentality. Yeah. The teacher even knows, and I just told JJ like, hey, and I, because obviously I was semi-serious about him,
punching this
kid, knocking him out. But I was also just like, you need to say something. Like, don't be afraid to tell him. You tell us stuff all the time. Like, say something to him, and if he, whatever, if he doesn't respond, tell the teacher. You ain't gonna get in trouble for telling the teacher. Like, speak up, say something. Mm-hmm. I was like, and if he still keeps doing that and the teacher still ain't gonna do something, I was like, push him. I don't care. Like, he needs to learn it. I go, he needs to learn that what he's doing isn't okay.
Right.
And right now he thinks it's okay because no one's saying anything.
Right.
And I think that's what, most bullies,
the power,
they're just like, oh, this guy ain't gonna do nothing. He's a pussy. He ain't gonna do nothing to me. That's how bullies think. Until one day he gets bullied back, and then he's like,
wasn't there a Pearl Jam song about that?
Probably.
Jeremy spoke in class about the school shooting, I think.
Oh, yeah.
A little over the top.
Hopefully you don't get to that.
My favorite little line though is when what is it? We released the tiger.
Right? Like, JJ needs to release the flying tigers.
Yeah. Release it.
But no, it's like I said, it's not the first time. So, bullying's stupid. It sucks. Unfortunately, it still happens. But
it's a part of.
It's growing up.
I'm going to be yawning all night, but it's like a part of human nature to some degree for some percentage of people to just be attracted to being kind of a dick to other people. I don't know.
I was gonna say, oh, you mean girls being attracted to the bad boy?
Yeah, Blanca said something about that the other day. She goes, well, I heard this thing that said that all these nice guys are always saying, why is it that girls are attracted to the bad guy or whatever?
Yeah.
And she's like, well, then the counter was, well, what are you offering outside of just being nice? And my counter to that is, well, what's the fucking douchebag offering outside of being a dick?
Exactly.
Because half of them don't have jobs and only care about abs. So if it's just their abs, that's what
so
it
being
is.
a good guy,
Yeah.
you're taking care, you're doing stuff, you're
That doesn't count, Jesse. That doesn't count.
you're being like emotionally supportive.
That
You're
does not
being,
count.
I
Does
know.
not count.
Like you're there.
Although Blanca would say I'm not emotionally supportive.
Well, I'm just listing traits of like a tip.
This is so true.
But you know what I mean? Like a nice guy's gonna be, get her flowers. He can do something.
Be considerate. At least treat you decently.
He's not gonna sit there and be like, make me a sandwich, bitch.
Yeah.
Like,
give me another beer. Get out of my face.
Yeah. Get out of here. How was your day? Fuck you.
Yeah.
It's like, Jesus
Did
Christ.
you cheat
man.
on me? Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I did. Twice with your sister and your mom.
And your aunt's next, bitch.
And you're gonna be okay with that, right? Yeah, I am.
Right.
Thanks, Daddy. And it's like, what the fuck?
I know.
No,
I would never talk to him like that.
and then they get beat and smacked around, and then they're like, why can't I just meet a nice guy?
Why are there no good guys?
And it's like,
not
you know
funny
what?
if you get
That's why.
smacked around. But
Fuck you.
just saying,
It's not funny to get smacked, but I'm saying that's how it is, though.
there are patterns of behavior, though. I mean, the victims of that type of crime tend to find themselves in another relationship just like it. It's a repeated behavioral pattern on both sides.
And I get some girls like subconsciously.
I think it's a lot of subconscious.
I think they like that, giving up that. They don't like to be. I don't know if submissive is the right word, but they, maybe in their relationship, they're usually the ones that are like, the boss and doing this, and maybe being with a bad boy. It's like, I don't have to do that. Like, this guy's he's kind of telling me how it is. And oh shit, I like that.
Half the time, those guys don't tell you anything. They just don't really care. And that's where they get it, because it's like the unattainable thing.
Yeah.
Oh, I want him so bad because he doesn't
brute.
really want me. Yeah.
Oh, you? Ugh.
Right.
You're
I said
ugly.
that to plenty of girls, and they just walked away.
I'm like, oh, bitch, get out of here.
No,
and then they follow me around, and I'm like,
she only said that to piss me off because we had gotten an argument. But I'm just like,
girls do that.
Little piece of my head that I'm like, okay, we're gonna come back to this.
That's when you turn around, and you be a bad boy a little bit, pull her hair or something. Oh yeah, I'm gonna play a trick on you.
My thing is like, okay, so am I a bad boy if I'm not super nice all the time? No, I'm still.
You're never gonna ever have that bad boy. Like,
no,
I'm never gonna. And I'm never gonna carry the. Oh man, he's a bad boy. It's never gonna.
I don't want to.
Oh, he's so nice.
Honestly, either. Yeah.
I know. Yeah,
I know. People think I'm very nice, and it's because usually I don't want to hurt people's feelings.
Yeah, exactly. I'm a people pleaser. Give me a break.
Me too.
I don't know. I think people think I'm nice. I don't think I come across as a bad boy.
I'm sure there's.
I'm gonna ask my wife
out there that think I'm an asshole.
I'm just kidding.
By and large,
you know what?
I'm very kind.
Honestly, out there, everyone's gonna think you're an asshole. Someone out there thinks that you're a piece of shit. I know there's people out there that think I'm like a dick or something.
No matter who you are,
no one's gonna ever think, God, that guy's great. Everyone's gonna have their opinion. So
yeah, unless you're Betty White. Betty White's the only one that
she was a bitch to me. No, I'm kidding.
You don't know the truth of Betty White.
Yeah,
she was.
Horrible. I watched that 30 on 30.
Yeah,
Betty White growing up in the sports center.
She was bad back in the 30s. I'm telling you.
Yeah. She was a tennis player. No, I'm just playing.
She told Serena Williams she had no future.
Oh, you're garbage. You and your sister.
No, get away. I'm going to go film Golden Girls.
I know.
Good show, by the way.
That was a good show. We've talked about that.
I haven't watched a lot of it. So I feel like
I grew up watching that. And what was it called? Mama's House or Grandma's House?
Oh, yeah. I know exactly.
It was around the same time.
About. Yeah.
And the lady that played it, and it, because I was younger.
In the Mama's House thing?
Yeah.
She wasn't really old, was she?
No,
right?
she wasn't.
It was just she played like
yeah. And I never knew that because I was younger.
I had suspicions.
Because I was younger. I'm like, is this a drag queen? Or?
I wonder
Is he
too.
transgender?
This is really mad.
Man, we're breaking walls down here this time.
The barriers, they're all coming down.
We didn't even know about that in the 90s and 80s. I thought that was frowned upon.
These guys were moving on through.
Yeah, fuck.
Wow. Yeah.
No, that was a good show though.
We've recently started rewatching a show called Schitt's Creek.
Oh yeah.
Have you seen that?
No, I haven't seen it, but
we absolutely love it. There are some
is it pretty funny?
killer lines in that show.
What is that on?
Well, it was originally on like the Pop network, I guess. I'm very unfamiliar with that as a channel, but it's on Netflix right now, I think.
Yeah, okay.
And it's just, and we first were going to watch it. I forget now how many years ago. It was about the time the show was coming to an end.
Okay.
And so it was all moving over to like
that's
Netflix.
the one where they lost everything and they live at a place called Schitt's Creek.
So they were super rich, like very, very, very wealthy. And they lose everything. And the only thing they end up having as an asset is this town called Schitt's Creek.
Yeah, I think I started watching one like the first episode.
So that's kind of what happened to us the first time we watched it. We watched a little bit and then we stopped and then we started watching it again a second time. And for whatever reason, that time like it clicked and we just watched it.
I'll have to check it out.
Binge watched it. We're watching it again and it does not disappoint. It's just,
well, that's like with my shows. Like
funny.
there's certain shows I can just rewatch.
Yeah.
Just because it's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
They hold value for me anyway.
This is one of them. I mean, like the lines are so funny. The characters are funny.
Well written show.
Yeah. I mean, just funny, quirky characters. It's an understated show.
Who is it? The guy with the thick eyebrows on there?
Yes.
William Levy or not William Levy. That's
William Levy, the Mexican actor.
The handsome Mexican actor, baby girl.
Yeah, but Levitt?
No, it's Levy.
Levy. What the fuck is his name? Yes. He's
Big Brow Levy. I know him.
Hold on.
He's like my uncle. Me and him almost got the same brows. I got to shave my shit though. Because I don't know. No, I'll have to check that out because I'm always looking for shows to watch.
Eugene Levy.
Eugene
Good
Levy.
Lord. So yeah, Eugene Levy plays
William.
the dad, and Daniel Levy is
son.
his actual son,
Who looks
plays
like him.
his son. And then they hired a girl named Annie Murphy who plays Alexis, who does a fantastic job. Is like she based her character off of I think it was Paris Hilton.
Oh.
She binge watched her everything that she ever did, and so she got a lot of her mannerisms and stuff off of her. So she plays that kind of character. The mom is Catherine O'Hara.
Oh,
who is
she's a good actor.
She's a great actress, but she is also hysterical in the show.
Oh, okay.
She every vowel is a short vowel. So she says baby one time. It's like baby. Like
baby.
Everything she says is like super lazy. And then the funny thing is there's this girl named Twyla in the show who is Eugene Levy's actual daughter.
Okay.
And Dan Levy's actual sister. And she plays like this girl that runs the cafe.
Oh, nice.
That they're around all the time, but she doesn't play the.
She's not actually like related to them.
So yeah, it's a funny show.
Schitt's Creek. I have to check it out.
There's also it's very quirky and there's a lot of just understated humor in there.
Yeah,
they don't spoon feed it to you. I like it a lot. It's very funny. There's some lines and mannerisms. It's even hard to describe the scene to someone that hasn't watched it. Because
I think I know what kind of show you're talking about. Because like I said, I started watching like the first episode. I might have watched the second.
Okay.
But this was like when it.
I mean, it was a long time ago. And that's kind of how it was for us.
And
I can't speak highly enough. It was a good show, and it's just very interesting. So throwing Schitt's Creek out there, it's good. It's a good show.
Oh, that's cool, man.
Yeah.
I did my taxes finally.
And what did you owe?
It wasn't looking good.
Bad,
Oh, as I break my pen. No, it was looking like because I told Alicia, I was like, babe, we're gonna owe like 10 grand.
Yeah.
She's like, whatever. I'm like, nah,
I'm not even kidding.
I was like, she's like, you're exaggerating. And I kind of was because I tend to over worry.
Yeah.
And so when I started doing it, and it was like, you owe, it was $7 grand.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, this fucking sucks. And then I started like doing more stuff, and then it came down to $500. I was like, yes.
Yeah, we owe $1,500.
I know. I was like, cool. So like when I like was finishing up my taxes, I just said I'll pay this date to take out of my account. So
Yeah.
of course the IRS approved it. Like, why would they deny the fact that they're going to get money?
Well, they'll take it anyway.
Well,
if you end up not paying them, they'll just take your money. Like it's
that my issue, because Alicia, she wants to get floors and stuff, and I was like, when I saw that, I was like, we ain't getting floors. She's like, what do you mean? I'm like, we're gonna be owing a lot of money. She's like, what do you mean? I'm like, how much? And I told her, and she's like, what? I'm just saying, bye floors. But then obviously
that was
like she left to work.
It was like $7,000.
Yeah, yeah, because she left to work, and I was still like going through, and this is after I already did all the kids stuff, and then when I started entering in the IRS, like the return for the kids or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And once I entered the numbers in like that, it actually started going down. And I was like,
nice. See, so we were in that perfect tax
I'll be okay
bracket where we got fucked.
So I'm okay every year if I have to pay out $500 or less, because I mean my checks with what I like, because I don't claim zero, like my checks look good. Like I'm like, hell yeah.
And that's something that pissed me off.
I'll cry if I have to ever claim zero.
Well, we claim zero on purpose.
Yeah, well, yeah.
And then all that stimulus last year, which I understand the idea of stimulus. Like I get what it's meant for, but isn't it kind of counteractive if then
it's not
the people
stimulating
that were stimulated get smashed later with the tax burden?
I mean, usually when you stimulate and get smashed, it's a good thing.
Right. But I got stimulated and then like
you got smashed right in the ass.
Right. Yeah, it was the opposite. So I don't know. I'm not
you got
against paying
you got dry stimulated.
Yeah, right. Bareback.
Right.
I think I remember
no spit or anything.
A guy explained to Oprah one time what barebacking was, and it was the most awkward. I never heard the term until that Oprah show, and
I've heard it. Or raw dogging. That one always cracked me up too.
She looks at him and she goes, "What's barebacking?" He goes, "Well, Oprah, it's when you have intercourse in the asshole without any lubrication." And she like immediately regretted asking that question.
You shouldn't ask.
But somehow it didn't get cut from the final.
I mean, you want to know, you gotta know.
So you gotta know what barebacking is. Yeah.
Anyway, I'd be that guy to be like, I know, because like, have you ever like talked to someone and you're like, I know I shouldn't keep asking questions.
Yeah, but you have to.
Yeah, that's the person I am.
It's know what you're gonna.
I don't really want to talk to you, and so I'll continue to talk to you.
Is Oprah's brain really so clean that she had no idea what barebacking might mean?
I mean, I can see how she didn't know what it meant, but clean, come on now.
This is a guy that she knew was gay, who had a disease from having random intercourse in bars on methamphetamine. So,
jeez,
yeah, I mean, it was quite the show. It was hard-hitting journalism, and
he was not the father.
He tried to be, but
he was someone's daddy.
Some of the right parts weren't involved, but no, I mean, it was hopefully the guy's okay, because he tried to commit suicide, if I remember right.
Jesus Christ, that got dark.
It was very dark. The whole thing
got dark quick.
He went
from barebacking to go.
I think. Well, what it was she was really talking about like homosexuality.
Yeah.
Especially at that time.
I was going to say,
it's changed a lot in the last few years.
Oh, 100%.
I mean, even when I was in high school,
it's so acceptable now.
People would very commonly kill themselves over something like that.
Well, when I was in high school, you would know if someone was, but they were very quiet about it.
Yeah, it wasn't ever for sure. You just suspected. Yeah. So things have changed.
You stereotype
better. It's good that people don't want to kill themselves, and
more power to you.
But that's what she was kind of.
I think it takes balls to actually come out.
At that time, a lot of people were on drugs and things because it was difficult. A lot of you were disowned by your parents. People still have that happen to them.
Well, what was it? There was like a thing where this girl I think she was lesbian or something, and her parents sent her to these
Christian people, and they were trying to beat the
gay out
the gay out of you.
Yeah, that works.
Conversion therapy,
that works quite a bit.
Oh yeah,
talk to a guy that's been converted from gay. I guarantee you, he'll suck your dick.
That's so stupid. What? I don't know. I just never understood.
Honestly,
like my
even
mom,
on a Christian standpoint, I view it. God has to be smart enough.
He knew what was going to happen.
Naturally create ways to curb population growth. Homosexuality, in my mind, makes perfect sense as a way that God would put some kind of parameters on.
So why would he? This was always we talk about God a lot. I'm not even going to lie to you.
I know.
Last few podcasts we've been God talking. So my thing is, because I grew up, like I said, religious, as most of you guys know, and it was taught like that was bad, and I always just never understood it even then, because I always
wasn't really talked about.
I'm very like a questioner. I always question stuff, and so I was always just like, that doesn't make no sense. Like, why would God, create us the way we are, and then tell you being gay is bad, but then give you the freedom of choice to do stuff, right?
Well, because they say that you're then listening to the devil. It's the devil that makes you gay.
But
so
I doubt you. I bet you in the Bible, in the original, it never said that.
Well, let's talk about the original Bible where...
then you got the telephone game, and then all of a sudden, maybe these other people who wrote it were like, I don't like gay people, so I'm going to write. No.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're going to add your own stuff.
So in the Old Testament, there's a story where these girls get their dad drunk on wine and then have sex with them to get pregnant because... Yeah.
Keeping that in the family.
So, I mean, truly, and that wasn't even frowned upon in the Old Testament. Like that was just a part of the early Bible. So
back in the day too, Spartans used to bone like boys and shit, which I never knew about until later on. And I was like,
not know that until you just said it, but I do know that was something that soldiers dealt with in the Middle East. There's some of the Taliban groups and stuff. Yeah.
Damn, Spartans were so badass, and they were like that. Fucking chimos, little petties and stuff.
Yeah.
But it was, obviously way different times back then. Or
still, how does that become a norm?
I don't know. You just accept it.
You know what would be a great idea?
Yeah.
Like, who's the first guy that made that acceptable?
Artemis.
Artemis. You know what we'll do? Everyone, they just win a battle.
I'm gonna fuck you in your ass.
Like, bring in the boys. Like, what? Well, I mean, it's Artemis. What are we gonna do?
I guess this is the thing.
Like, no, that's cool.
I want to know who brought up like, this ain't cool, man.
Yeah, who are the guys in the back of
this? Is Sparta.
I'm not gonna say nothing, but this is fucked up. Like,
I'm out.
For Sparta.
I know. I'm done. You know what? You can take that card away from me.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I would have wanted to be a Spartan.
No.
I'll be a nice guy.
But after watching 300, though, like when I watched it, because I didn't know this until like way after 300.
Yeah.
And obviously, I can't say for sure if that was for real. This is hearing it secondhand. Sure. But there's people who like history,
Yeah, I like history. I just don't know that much about Spartan.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and so I was just like, that's weird, but that's kind of gross. Motherfuckers.
Yeah, kind of glad that norm went away in most of the world anyway.
Oh, yeah. I would. Yeah, that's disgusting.
Well, I was watching a show tonight before you came over. It's on Netflix called like Catching Killers or something.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I love Netflix.
Yeah, that's the one where the girl's like, is it the one where she's like has her own little
This one, I think I know which one you're talking about. And I may have gotten the title of this one wrong. This is like a docu-series that follows different investigations.
Okay.
So like the first one was BTK, and then the one I was just watching, they're going out to this
I watched the B2K one.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then there's a guy in Toronto who...
Do they do reenactments in that one? I don't remember.
No. They use more like discussions with the detectives. They like...
that were involved or whatever.
Yeah. And then they show like archival footage, or they'll show like...
Maybe I haven't seen that one.
Photographs of the guy. Well, there's this guy in Toronto that was a cannibal. And so he would contact people all over the world, and some he would lure over for like it was a lot of
damn.
homosexual guys that would come over and he
Dude,
would meet with them
I think
and
I've
then
seen
kill
the
them
show.
and
I know
eat
what
them.
I think I know what show you're talking about.
Well, then there are people that will want to get murdered and eaten.
That wanted to?
That want to be. There's like terms for it. I don't remember what the terms were, but there's
I'm
websites.
dying, so can you eat me?
They will. I just don't want to live anymore, so I want someone to murder me and then eat me.
But to eat me, I've always wanted to be barbecue.
I remember the.
Can you
the
baste
term
me?
for like
Smoke
chef?
me for a little bit?
Smoke me, baste me, and eat me.
Right?
I don't know. Like, call me done.
Like I always joke that I want a hunter's funeral because of Supernatural, right?
Yeah,
where I get burned.
Yeah.
But I never thought I'd want to be eaten.
No.
Can you consume me, Tom? I like this. That's the only way I can go. It's
Sure.
like, I'm dying. I need to be consumed. God damn it.
Like,
Could you eat someone in a survival situation? Like, what was it, that K9? You remember that movie?
K9?
Or it's like Summit. It's like Summit. It's based on a true story where they like end up eating people to survive.
Yeah, we watched a show called Yellow Jackets. I don't know if I mentioned that one.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't.
You said it's like Lord of the Flies.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know that I don't remember that anyone actually got eaten.
Lord of the Yellow Jackets.
But that's where you really think it's going. I mean, it kind of feels that way, and we don't know everything yet. But
was that a true story?
no.
Oh, okay.
But
wait.
it was a pretty good tale.
Nice.
Yeah, female led, but not in your face about it. That's what I liked about it. I have no issue with female led.
I don't like when things are thrown out there when it's pushed.
When it's only female led to be female led, and then it's like, under the category of like strong female roles or some shit. I'm like, okay,
I think
storytelling is good storytelling.
For me, like any movie or anything, if I don't like when they're pushing an agenda.
Right.
Yeah. When it's like a push, you're like, come on.
Yeah.
Well, good Christian values or, whatever they're pushing. It's like, just tell the story. You can still push the stuff, but just tell the story.
Right.
Right.
Well, the best way to do it is by not making a point with it.
Exactly. Because now subliminally it's going to be right there. Well,
it does. And this is a chauvinist thing, I'm sure. But I have a right to have my opinions
women
about
hater.
Movies. It really does make it not as good. Like if you feel like the whole point is,
I'll be the first to admit the Ghostbusters, female Ghostbusters, it was garbage.
It's kind of known as being a shit movie. But
but I think it's because the way they try to make it like Ghostbusters, which was girls. And I'm not saying it's because of the girls. I'm just saying the way they did the movie made it crappy. If they could have done that movie and it could have been good.
Right.
But I'm not a real Melissa McCarthy fan.
Oh, really?
I mean, she's good. I like her, but I don't know. I think they just typecast her a lot.
Well, they put her in the same role.
Yeah,
most of the time. She's funny. She's very funny.
She is funny. There was a girl, I can't remember her name, but she was in that. She's pretty funny.
Yeah,
but just the movie was terrible.
Yeah,
just terrible.
I don't remember.
I'm gonna go home now. Flip his tail because it was that bad. Left a nasty taste in my mouth.
Yeah. But I think, obviously women can be amazing actresses. Think about Charlize Theron in Monster.
I know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was an amazing.
She's a beautiful woman.
And she was
She was rough.
I mean, there's no doubt that women are equally talented to men.
Oh, dude, there's some amazing.
I don't feel like there's ever been any question about that. But then we start doing this whole like girl power thing, and like, when has girl power not existed in my lifetime?
Dude, when I was growing up, you'd hear girl power, which is cool. Like,
no, it's great. We have a daughter.
Boy power.
I'm all for it, but
we got.
There is. I mean,
I have 3 daughters.
There is a boy crisis. Boys have never in their lifetime.
Where's the boy power?
Any positivity towards maleness? Nothing.
Yeah.
It's been all about how we ruin the world and
burn the
and
world.
I do think it's a bad game that we're playing. I think we need to push actual equality and not some kind of game.
No, it's equal.
Well, did you ever see the clip where who's the guy? Andre Agassi, is it? Who's the guy that used to throw the tennis racket?
Oh, Macklemore.
Yes, Macklemore.
Not Macklemore, but what was his name?
Yeah,
I know you're talking.
McNamara. No, that's
I know who you're talking about.
But anyway, John
Macklemore.
I don't fucking know. Anyway, he's
John Malkovich.
It's John Malkovich. He was a really good tennis player. Well,
he was amazing.
That I think he said Venus or Serena, one of the two. He said they would be about 300th if they played against men, and it causes huge outrage. They pulled him onto a morning news show, and they beat him down to like the point. He's like, "Look, you're asking me my opinion. I gave you my opinion. That's just all I'm saying. It doesn't mean it's fact. It doesn't mean anything." And they go, "Well, where would you rank yourself?" He said, "As a 50-year-old man, I would say probably 600th." He's like, "I'm just telling you factually." And he's like, "Everybody wants to push like this feel-good stuff. I'm not interested in McEnroe. And he wasn't even being a dick about it. He was just being realistic.
That's the thing. Like, I think people...
We are in this fake world now where you have to say what you know someone wants to hear versus what the reality is.
Because when you throw out your opinion now, it's not what they really wanted to hear.
Well, you'll get canceled over it, whether it's real or not real. And it's like, at some point...
Yeah, so there's certain things I can see why you could get canceled, but there's other things where it's like, come on.
Well, if you're obviously a horrible person,
like was it like the Joe Rogan thing? Like he's like they're pushing him, but he has so many people supporting him. Like because a lot of the things that were thrown out there was taken out of context.
Well, and that's the thing is like they can't just look at the way people talked 10 years ago.
No,
and consider it the same. It was very normal to say things that aren't okay today.
And I think a lot of stuff he was like repeating.
Yeah.
And obviously you shouldn't say the word, but like it wasn't like he was doing it in a way where he was trying to be
and I think we can go too far in giving words too much power too.
Yeah.
Like now we're giving words so much power that I don't know how that's going to be helpful either. People shouldn't say it. Don't get me wrong, but
this is how crazy and entitled like people are. I showed Alicia this clip. This girl asked because I forget who the senator is or something. He's a black gentleman.
Yeah.
She asked him, "Do you identify as black?" And he gives her this look like, "What the fuck?"
What kind of a question is that?
No, yeah, literally. And she goes, "No, I mean, because you might not identify this." So he's about to answer. She's like, "No, listen, I'm trying to ask a question." She like gets bitchy at him. He's like, whoa, because she gets a lot of attitude, and he's just like,
is she a little entitled woke kid?
Yeah, oh yeah, and he's like, whoa, girl, what's? Yes, I'm black. I identify as black. I'm trying to answer your question because she's trying to answer a question. She's
the guy. He's a black. He's Republican, right?
He's a congressman. Yeah, something like that.
A Republican. That's what she was getting at. How can you be a Republican if you're black?
Well, I don't know what she was getting at.
Probably what she was getting at, and that's why she was coming at it so aggressively.
But she was just like super, just the way she was, and like he was just like, "Pump your brake! Why are you coming at me with so much attitude?" I was trying to answer your question.
Well, and this is the thing. I used to consider myself liberal. I used to consider myself a Democrat. I used to consider myself left. It's changed a lot.
I consider myself down.
I mean, I hated Trump for who he was and stuff, and I still don't see eye to eye with him, but unfortunately, he unleashed a left that is just as insane and crazy. I mean, right now it's like I don't know. Some of the stuff being thrown out on the left side, it's like, shut up. It's all these young kids that haven't experienced anything that are yelling at the rest of the world.
I want to see these kids 20 years from now.
Oh, I guarantee you half of them are not going to think the same way they do.
No, you're not.
None of them are going to go live in CHOP in 10 years when they have a kid.
When I was young, I mean, I wasn't like, I never felt entitled.
Yeah.
I don't think my generation was like that feeling.
Changed a lot. I think, the normalcy.
I never felt like I was owed something.
Well, these guys, like, I think it's more, there's like this white guilt. And I think a lot of these young white kids, they don't just believe in a cause, they have to lead the cause. And it's like, I'm less racist than everybody else. So
does that make you more racist?
In my mind, it kind of does, because I honestly think these like enraged little white kids are kind of missing the point.
Yeah.
It's not your story to tell.
Yeah.
So shut the fuck up and get out of the way.
I know.
Like, that's my feeling. Like, I will own it. I am not the most woke person in the world. I don't view all the modern things the way you're supposed to, whatever.
Well, I think
but
that's
I'll
normal.
at least acknowledge that some things are fucked up and wrong, and it's not my place to like be the face of that.
Why
so
not?
when you got
the
these,
face of the white man.
well, do you remember all the times when they did the riots over George Floyd?
Oh yeah.
I remember watching the news was out, and there are these black girls crying because these white little brats were spray painting a building. And they're crying. They're like, we didn't do this. This wasn't us.
Yeah.
Because all of a sudden it gets twisted into, look at what they're doing. They're destroying the cities and blah. The same problem perpetuates, and it's these little white brats who think that they're solving the problem because
Making
they're
it worse.
equally enraged. No, you're not.
Yeah,
I don't care how mad you are, upset you are. It's not happening to you.
No, it isn't.
No matter how woke or understanding you are, the second it's uncomfortable, you get to be white again, and you get to just do your.
You get to go live that white like privilege.
I get to walk into a grocery store and not get looked at twice.
Yeah,
and there's nothing that I can do to pretend like that doesn't happen for me.
Like
so I'm not going to pretend like it doesn't, and I'm not going to.
I'm a halfie, so I'm like Mexican, and so I get a lot of looks.
Yeah,
for like obviously it's not the same with every race, but like for me, I get stereotyped by Mexicans.
Yeah.
I've
heard that a lot.
No, it's serious. So I went and I had lunch with my friend Anthony. The one he wants to come on this podcast, right?
Yeah.
And we'll have to have him on here. He's a pretty cool guy. So we met up on Thursday. We met up and we were at a Fiesta, the Mexican restaurant. Was it Thursday night? Yeah, yesterday.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, what day is it?
Whatever that.
But right away, and I don't speak Spanish, and I didn't grow up. My mom didn't speak Spanish, so it's like I didn't grow up that way. Right away, though, they'll speak to me in Spanish.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
that happened when we took the girls to that.
Yeah. Well, when we went to the restaurant, I'm like, yeah, I'll just have one of those burritos.
Can I have a taquito?
Can I have one of those? Quesadillas.
I want a chimichanga. Yeah.
Jalapenos.
But yeah, no, it's true.
I've gotten asked like, why don't you, or why this? And I'm like,
it's
a cultural thing. I didn't grow up like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I had a girlfriend in high school who was Hispanic, and she'd get pissed because people would get mad at her that she didn't speak Spanish.
Well, yeah, no, that's happened to me, and I'm just like, I actually told someone I was
born and raised in America,
adopted. Because I got tired of hearing that. Like,
that's the thing. Race is a deep problem in this country, and if we're gonna pretend that it doesn't exist on multiple levels that need to be addressed, I mean, I'm not saying that it's not a white-dominated problem and stuff. I'm just saying race is way more complex than the narrative is right now.
I think,
and little white kids are not going to solve the problem. And
what?
Yes, I know. It's crazy, but it's true.
I was looking for it. No, that's not the one.
Well, that works too.
Ouch! Yeah, that one works too.
Yeah,
terminate all little white kids. No, I thought. This is the one. This is the one I was looking for.
Okay, there we go.
I didn't know it was a zombie one.
We don't hit those enough.
We don't.
Yeah,
we stopped.
We did. We're very bad about using that.
I think it's because we you get a new shiny toy and you're like, I'm done with it.
Ooh, and then but it's been worth it. The audio quality got a lot better.
It does. But 100%.
This has just been a hell of a week, I tell you.
Yeah, it's been crazy. Like for me, it was a good week.
Good.
Like I said, I got to meet up with my buddy Anthony. I hadn't seen him it's been a few years actually. So it was nice to touch bases with him. And he's going through some stuff. So it'd be cool to get him on here. And I think it'd be cool, for other guys to hear his
talk some stuff out.
Yeah. I think it would actually.
Yeah.
Other guys could relate to his situation.
Okay.
Cool. But
we'll have to have him on soon then, before he settles everything.
Yeah. But no, I mean, like I said, he's a pretty cool guy. I think you'd get along really well with him.
Cool.
But it's one of those things. It's just, for me, it's been a cool week. Yeah. Work's been just chill. Today was a little wild because we have a project coming up for a scan thing. Anyway, got that taken care of today. So I was like, fuck yeah, this week's been pretty chill.
Yeah, good.
So I don't know. After my project, I was like, this week I'm gonna kind of take it a little mild.
Yeah,
do some stuff, but
nice.
It's been chill. Trying to exercise and shit.
Yeah, I
got lazy with it.
I have too. We bought all the workout equipment, and I did not use it at all this week. So I need to do.
We just got a rowing machine yesterday.
Did you? Cool.
Yeah. I went to go buy it, or I went to go pick it up.
Yeah.
And it was deep. I'm like, hey babe, where is this? And it's always far. I already know. It's not like she purposely does this. It just seems to be the case.
Yeah.
She's like, do you think you pick it up? I'm like, yeah, I'll pick it up. And I'm like, where is it? She's like, in Richland. I'm like, where in Richland? She's like, oh, here's the address. And I look it up.
As far north as you can go.
Bro. The Horn Rapids, where the golf course is.
Oh, geez. Yeah. Almost Benton City.
It was out that way. Yeah, that's where it was. Like, I drove into that area where the golf course. I drove past like a couple holes and stuff.
So you were in the
I was
community out there.
Yeah, I was there, and I was like,
that's a long drive.
It was deep. It took a half hour.
Man,
it was an hour.
Speaking of golfing. We need to go golfing soon.
Yeah. See, my buddy, he golfs.
Yeah.
You know, he has clubs and stuff, so he's a golfer. Yeah, I guess him and his lady had a membership at Zental.
Oh, cool.
I was like, oh, dude, that's my favorite.
I do like Zental Creek.
That's my favorite. That's my favorite.
Well, I told you about the guy Dalton I met last weekend. We bought a bird off of him that we no longer have because we gave it back to him.
That cockatoo.
Yeah, but he's a pretty cool guy. He was just coming back from golfing out there, and he likes to golf a lot.
Was he at Horn Rapids?
He was at Horn Rapids. He was golfing late because they had a freeze watch in the morning.
Oh, okay.
So it pushed everybody back. So he might want to come on and talk some conspiracy theories and aliens and things.
Right? Like, we need to have him on.
Yeah.
Should invite him over for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I was going to have him over tonight, but then he was a little nervous the other day. So I thought, well, maybe I'll give him like another week. So I'll probably reach out to him after this. And then,
I don't know you guys that well yet.
It's like, I don't really want to hang out with you, but
so what we need to do is get drunk, have him around us while we're drunk,
and then he'll just think it's great. Or he'll be terrified.
Well, that's the thing.
That's the real test.
That's the test. If your friends really like you,
they'll stick around after you've been drunk.
If they see us drunk.
That's true.
Eddie knows.
That's true.
Bucket knows.
Yeah.
It's not like we're crazy. It's just we talk a lot.
We're stupid. It's fun. We're like this, except drunk.
Except really drunk. Which we're doing good. We haven't drank this week.
Hey,
this month.
This month. It's almost like an early Lent.
It is.
Yeah.
When is Lent? I get a lot of that in my belly button.
March, I think. Yeah. Yeah. Right.
You know?
The 30 days of Lent.
Oh, God,
it's really building up.
I do get some belly lint, though.
But man, what a week, though. We had almost 2 active shooter situations.
Oh, that's right.
Towns.
It made national news.
Did it?
The Richland one.
I don't watch news anymore. So
I only knew because I was at home. I was working, and then one of my texts sent me something.
Yeah.
I looked. I was like, what the hell? And then I started kind of throughout the day, I would look it up.
Yeah.
And I let Nick know because he lives in Richland.
Yeah.
And his girls go to the Richland school district, but they're in West Richland.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
They're in the bougie part.
Yeah.
I
only knew it happened because we got an email from our school district.
Oh, yeah.
I forget. It was like 2:00 or something, and I'm
dude, it happened way earlier.
And I'm talking, and they had locked schools down because a guy fled.
Yeah, in Richland.
So if you're not aware, our Fred Meyer in Richland had a shooting incident. A guy walked in, picked a fight with somebody, and then shot him. And then my brother saw the footage. He's a police officer. He saw the actual video.
Oh, he saw the.
It was rough. So the guy that died. I mean, he and another guy got shot, but I think he lived. Well, the guy fled the scene, and he got out of there within 2 or 3 minutes. Police were on scene.
Yeah,
but I kept hearing he was in a white truck. He wasn't. He was.
That's what. Yeah. Well, they showed one of the photos when you looked online was a white pickup truck.
The problem is the news is not that good at reporting information. They report any tidbit they get, and
I think
it's more like misinformation.
Keeper was on the. They were like
live.
Yeah,
for a while there.
They want to be.
They had a live news feed going,
and they probably were trying to go national. But it's all good.
the ones to watch,
Keeper Action News. But it's all good and fine and dandy. But the guy got away for a while. They caught him almost in Spokane, so he got quite a ways away. But the feds came over from Seattle.
Oh,
so
damn.
the very next day, a local police officer came in to do our active shooter training that we have to do every year. So at our staff meeting, he was already scheduled to be there. So it was a really weird day to do that. And so he talked us through all the active shooter stuff. And he said that our department's like within 3 minutes, they can be on scene to any like dangerous activity.
I swear that's the safest school to be at in the area would be Kennewick High School.
Probably.
The police station's right next door.
Right there for good reason. It's not the best neighborhood. No, I mean, I feel very safe at our school. I mean, it's like a fortress. It's all concrete. Like there, you have to go through glass doors to get
prisons
in.
Are, pretty safe. No.
The metal detectors. And,
letting the kids in like that.
But I mean,
patting down your little
that come down.
First graders.
All right, against the wall. No, but I just, man.
That's scary though. I would have hated to be at Richland. I'm like trying to get fucking some soup, and all of a sudden,
can you imagine hearing gunshots in there? The guy was totally nuts.
I'd have been like, "What the fuck is going on? I'm just trying to get me my soup, man."
Well, the guy that got killed was in like those Instacart guys. They do like the shopping for you.
Oh yeah,
yeah. So
he got shot.
Yeah, I think he's the guy that died.
Oh, that's sad though. Yeah, like I'm just working, bro.
Good. Well, and the guy was obviously trying to pick a fight with somebody. And I think he just was being a dick and the guy didn't put up with it. He was like, I don't know what he said, but it's pretty much like, dude, like back the fuck off kind of a thing.
And just got point blank, huh?
So, yeah.
Ugh.
But, and then
garbage.
So, and the cop was telling us, like, you have better odds of winning the lottery than you do of getting shot in one of these incidents. Well, then I came to find out we had a second incident in Kennewick, which is right next door to Richland.
I'm fucking getting a lotto ticket.
Where a guy went into a gun store and he wanted to look at a gun, proceeded to load bullets into it and aim it at people and try to shoot.
Was he like mentally?
No idea. I haven't heard much about that one. It didn't fire because apparently, which is very smart. I didn't know this, but it makes a lot of sense. They don't put the fire pin in the guns until like you've bought it and they're handing it over.
The fact that they give you ammo though.
The guy had ammo.
Oh, he had it.
He had ammo on him. So he asked to look at the gun. I don't know if it was a rifle or a pistol or what.
Okay.
He asked to see it, loaded it, and then went to shoot people. They probably didn't react knowing that there was no firing pin in there. But still, I mean, like, that is ballsy. It didn't go off. The guy put the gun down and walked out. But he had full intention of doing the same thing.
What the fuck?
So what are the odds on the same day in the same community, almost twice, completely unrelated that I know of, these events were going to happen? I think people are starting to lose their minds a little bit.
They're from California.
Yeah, right. They're from California.
They're California.
The Californians are moving in. It's
goddamn you, Calis. Get out of my state.
Right. Go back to your state.
Go back to your country, California. Jesus.
Coming up from that southern border, we need to build a goddamn wall.
Yeah, I'm going to build me a wall.
We're going to build a wall with Oregon, and California's going to
I'm going to build a wall just around the Tri-Cities. A big-ass circle. You guys ain't coming in my city.
Can we build a wall? The Great Wall of Kennewick?
Hey. The Tri-Cities Great Wall.
Oh, man.
That'd be badass. So, yeah. So, guys, like we mentioned early, Valentine's Day coming.
Yeah, that's the thing. Next Mondays, we're moving on to a whole new thing. Valentine's Day.
I know. Do you, and this is a question for guys, do you ever feel like, and obviously I think our situation's a little different.
Yeah.
Do you ever feel pressure that you have to like, it's Valentine's Day, I better get flowers or I'm going to get in trouble, or you know what I mean? Is there ever that pressure?
Blanca,
under pressure.
Unfortunately, I'm pretty bad at gifts and things anyway. Like I'm just not that creative. So Blanca, she doesn't expect a lot, but I try to do nice things, and So no, I don't feel pressured.
Do you think Valentine's Day should go both ways? Should there be? Do you think it should also be about like the husband or the boyfriend too?
I really don't care. I
know. I'm just asking. My
personal feeling of Valentine's Day, I can take it or leave it. I am looking forward to spending time with her on Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
To kind of doing our thing. I would like to. She loves to order food in, so I'd love to order food in with her. Watch something on TV.
Like you guys should do something in here.
We could do something in here.
You know what I mean? Set up something romantic out here.
Just say, fuck you, kids. This isn't about you. This is about mom and daddy time.
Exactly. I think that'd be cool.
Maybe we will. We actually do have the living room out here. Maybe we'll do. That's a good idea.
You know what I mean? Just do something a little romantic for her.
Don't listen, Blanca, but light some candles or something.
Yeah.
Some flower petals.
It always goes in your brain like it's some. I'm not. See, that's where I'm at. Like, I'm not like the most romantic person. I think I'm decent at getting gifts. I never feel the pressure like I have to do this. Right. And Alicia's never like, oh, I want this and then, you know.
Blanca will like joke with me and be kind of disappointed if I don't do anything, but she has like a kind of a right. I think.
Yeah.
You want to at least know the person gives a.
I won't lie. If I ever got flowers, I'd feel weird.
Really?
I would.
See, Blanca loves getting flowers delivered to work, which is great now because I just have them delivered to the house. So. You know, it's like, okay,
ding dong,
yeah,
here we are.
So, you know,
no, yeah,
I don't know.
I still got to get flowers.
I don't buy her like jewelry and stuff because she, frankly, like one time I was going to buy her diamond studs, like earrings, you know, because she kind of said she doesn't want to spend real money on it. That's for sure. She doesn't mind if it's like a $20 pair of like cubic zirconians or something.
This shit look just as real to me.
Well. And that's one thing I really appreciate with her. She's a very practical woman. So
yeah, I think that's where we lucked out.
Blow a ton of money. It's kind of like that wasn't worth it.
Yeah, so, I think Alicia would trip if I spent a lot of money.
Yeah, on Blanca would rather me spend $100 on a movie and dinner.
Yeah.
If I took her out to a movie, she would probably be over the moon. So
yeah, we're going out to dinner on Monday.
Yeah.
Fujiyama. That's where Alicia wanted to go. So I was like, let's go.
See, Blanca doesn't like to eat out.
So we went, we did reservations there.
Yeah.
I did that back in, I had to figure out when. It was like the end of January, January 26th, I think it was. And so, you know, do that. And then, because obviously it's Monday, it's fucking, we got to work.
What a great day for Valentine's Day. Did we
Happy Valentine's Day.
Did we already say this?
Yeah.
Talk about it off air.
What?
About the Monday thing? Like,
yeah.
Why don't we just set it up to be like the second Friday in February?
Yeah, I think we might have said that on air. I don't remember.
I don't know, but if I already said it, deal with it because it's very important.
It needs to be on a Friday or Saturday.
It's a made up
all
holiday,
the time,
folks. It's a made up holiday. Put it on Saturday so we don't have to celebrate. Who was he, Valentine? Schools.
Was he like the?
He was Cupid.
Was he the Rico Suave of the Saints?
He was very fat, and he was
not Saint Michael.
Yeah.
This is St. Valentine's, baby.
Yeah, St. Valentine's.
He would all like caress the women and shit or something.
Yeah, he was the patron saint of holiday cards and chocolate hearts.
Chocolate and chalky candies.
No, wasn't it made up by the card companies or whatever?
It could have been. I don't fucking know.
Candy companies. I mean, come on.
I thought there was a Saint Valentine, though.
There was. And I don't know anything about it.
Oh, the Saint Valentine.
Let's see.
Humana.
It's the most holy of days. Holy of days. I mean,
now, is there an expectation that you're going to get laid on Valentine's Day?
Nope. If there
Goddamn right I am.
Pretty early.
Yeah.
Maybe the first.
Who wants to have sex on a Monday?
I think actually
I'm tired.
Valentine's Day together, Blanca was pregnant, so no, there was absolutely no expectation of anything. I took her to there's a
steakhouse,
Italian restaurant.
Oh. Steakhouse.
I'll give you some meat.
Got that T-bone.
Yeah, I got a big old T-bone for you. There was Carmine's. The old
don't remind me of that place.
Restaurant was so cool.
You make me want to leave this place right now.
I swear to God, that guy had to have been connected to the mob.
He was mob connected
in the New York area. In like the
Did
50s.
You see all the pictures he had in there? That was cool.
Of the boxing shit. I guarantee you, he threw a few fights.
I gotta, make it work for the people. That place was great. What's that one that's good. A train car that's a Italian restaurant?
We've been there. It was pretty good.
What is it called? Is it even around anymore?
I think so. I don't know, though.
Tiramisu's.
Yeah.
I don't even remember.
Verissimos. I don't know.
Oh, very good.
Saint Valentine was we're gonna do the backstory here of Saint Valentine. He was a 3rd century Roman saint, commemorated Roman.
It was a whore.
That must be commemorated in Western Christianity on February 14th. Oh, that's why it's February 14th.
Why?
Because he was commemorated on that day.
What was he, fucking Hall of Famer or something?
But see, in Eastern Orthodoxy, in July 6th. From the High Middle Ages, his saint's day has been associated
Independence
with the
Day takes that.
Courtly love.
Courtly love?
He's also a patron saint.
That's what marriage is.
Terni, epilepsy, and beekeepers.
Wait.
Yeah, I'm going to read
He's
that
the saint
again.
of epilepsy?
He is
that what you said?
also a patron saint of Terni, which I'll have to look up.
I don't know what that is.
Epilepsy.
Like epilepsy, like the
beekeepers. How do they decide this stuff? Like, we've heard a lot of shit from the epileptics and the beekeepers lately. All right, we're giving you a saint. We're giving you a saint.
Hey,
Stop writing in.
Was he the toy keeper too?
What's a Terni? What the hell? Yeah, he was a toy keeper.
He was the toy owner.
He helped Saint Nicholas. Lots of vibrating going on in that big.
Hey,
Terni. What the fuck is a
Terni? Like a tournament? A turning? A tourniquet?
Terni.
I don't even know.
It's a city in Italy.
Okay.
Is Terni worth visiting? What is the meaning of Terni?
I don't know, man.
An industrial city in central Italy is the only thing that comes up. So is he the saint of the city of Terni? Maybe.
So what year was this?
14th century, I think. So 1300.
They already knew what epilepsy was then?
Yeah.
They had a term for it?
I think they just called it, I guess.
You know,
Or
I thought that was more
they
modern.
added that later. Maybe in the 80s, they were like, you know what? We're going to add epileptics.
We got to be woke.
And 2000. Beekeepers. Okay, beekeepers. You get St. Valentine.
That's a terrible, like, what? I don't want that shit.
Any of those things have to do with each other?
One of these things are like the
seriously,
other.
they had a dartboard. All right.
He's a beekeeper.
Epileptics, beekeepers, and Terni. All right. Write it down. It's official. Stamp.
Does Terni, does it have like a high population of bees?
Industrial city. Oh, and epileptics? No. Let's find out.
Epileptic beekeepers?
Terni is a city in the southern portion of the region of Umbria in central Italy.
Okay.
It is near the border of Lazio. The city is the capital of the province of Terni, located in the plain of the Nera River.
That's where your noodles came from.
It's 104 millimeters. It's very close to Rome. It's 104 kilometers northeast of Rome.
It's like that close.
It's in Rome. And it's 81 kilometers south of the regional capital, Perugia.
I want to go to Italy, though.
Italy would be so cool. I want to go there and be like, hey.
Watch them be like assholes over there and shit.
Oh, they are. They're dicks. Do you remember, did you get far enough in The Sopranos where Paulie went with them to Italy?
No, I'm on season 1, episode 7.
Call them,
I don't know.
They call them like, not general, not.
You know, it was in season 1 they went.
He says like, hey, Commandatori or something. And the guy looks at him all funny and he's like, yeah, fuck this place.
Man, I need to start watching Sopranos again.
Huh?
I need to watch that again.
Fucking Paulie.
I need to start it again.
I really do love that.
I'm not going to start it over, but I'm going to start.
I know what you mean. Pick it up.
Pick it back up where I left off. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a good show.
But
good show.
No, Valentine's Day is retarded.
Well,
I like to do nice, sweet things. Like I said, I'm not very good at. I'm gonna throw roses, petals on the bed. Right. I don't got time for that.
I know what I'm gonna do.
Actually, now I do because I work at home. I'm gonna be home all day.
Yeah,
but before, like I'm like working. I'm not home till 6. I can't do that shit. Right. Sorry, kids in the house. Come on, the kids are gonna be fucking with my petals and shit.
Yeah,
kids, leave me alone. I'm trying to do something for your mama.
I know exactly what I'm gonna do. Monday morning, I'm gonna trick her into taking a shower, and then I'm gonna grab her by the neck and spin her around
in the shower.
Call her baby girl.
She's gonna slip in the shower and break her neck, bro.
Fall and die. And there'll be Valentine red all over.
Hey, romantic much?
Huh? Yeah, I don't know.
So normally, what I do for Valentine's Day, and I've done this for years. At least Alicia, I always get her flowers when we do something. I try to do, and And that's not for me. It's not because I feel pressured like I have to do that. It's just something for me that I like to do.
Yeah, sure.
But like I told you, I get her flowers all the time.
So you need to stop saying that.
But the girls, what I do for the girls is I always get them like a couple roses or a rose or something, and then I get a little stuffed animal and a little tiny box of chocolates. And and that's what I usually will do is I'll get each girl one, and then we put it on like the fireplace or something. So in the morning they get up and they got a little Valentine's little gift. So I try to do that, and Alicia started doing that for JJ, and today he's like, hey, Mom, I know you're going to get me something for Valentine's Day. She's like, what? You ain't going to be my Valentine's. He's like, okay, Mom. But see, what you could get me is one of these things. Elena has this little, I think she got it for Christmas. It expands. It's like a plasticky ball thing.
Yes. Yep.
I forget what it's called, but it's pretty cool. JJ's like, you can just give me one of those. She's like, Valentine's not about like.
It's not Christmas.
It's about epileptics and beekeepers
and Terni. The city of Terni, Italy.
So know
your history.
I know. Jesus Christ. I'm going to get
I guess I'll get a block of some bees.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was just going to say. I'll just get Alicia some honey, maybe.
Here's honey and some really bright flashing lights.
With a warning. I'm not making fun of epileptics, but we're making fun of the fact that
random thing.
It's
Saint Valentine.
I gotta say, I want to know: was it epileptics? Like, was there a different term for that? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
Like we know epilepsy is what it is, where people have seizures or whatever when they see like flashy lights or do whatever. So, is that the term it was for? Is my wondering, but and it might be. It just seems like a weird thing to be. None of these things just mash up together, dude.
Epilepsy during the Middle Ages, the Renaissance, and the Enlightenment. Let's read this.
Dude, I used to be so into the Renaissance.
Yeah.
When I was younger. I thought like knights and like the Renaissance times were so cool. I remember we did something in school on that stuff. I loved it. That was like my favorite. So
the Renaissance time is marked by a plethora of new treatises on epilepsy regarding the mechanisms of epileptic convulsions, the connection with various clinical conditions such as tumors and venereal diseases, and the collection of interesting cases. But that was later on.
Epilepsy and venereal diseases go hand in hand? Is that what I was saying?
I believe. 15th, 16th. Let's look at epilepsy history.
You guys didn't think you were going to have a history class on epilepsy. Epilepsy. I promise you I'm not drinking. I am drinking some Alani. It's like an energy drink. Addison Rae's flavor.
When did people... Wow.
What's that?
Evidence of epilepsy has also been found in ancient Egypt, as indicated by Edwin Smith surgical.
Oh, Edwin Smith. Yeah, he created
papyrus written circa 1700.
You say papyrus?
Yeah.
Hey, I know who he is. He's in Undertale.
Oh, okay.
The game Undertale, papyrus.
1700 BC. It describes several accounts of epilepsy, one of which is of particular interest. So it possibly is pre-biblical.
Jesus.
Quite literally pre-Jesus. I don't know. I don't know if they knew it as epilepsy. It doesn't really say for sure, but they were definitely aware of something that appeared as our common knowledge.
You know what might give you epilepsy? Jeff Bezos' yacht.
Yes, we were discussing that.
Yeah. It was you like that roll
ship?
From epilepsy to yachts?
Yeah.
What? Yeah, his it's like a 400. They said a 415-foot yacht. It's going to be the world's largest yacht, right?
Yeah.
It's going to have 3 masts. They're going to be about 230 feet tall. So they have to remove a fucking bridge in Dutch Port City in Rotterdam or Rotterdam. And they're not very happy about it because it's like a historic bridge and they've already actually dismantled it once to like refinish it, to like kind of like restore it. There you go. That's the word.
It was,
So, and they said we'll never do that again until Jeff Bezos like, I got 600 million.
I'll pay
That's it,
700 million to take the bridge apart and put it back together.
Jesus.
Do you know that his yacht's longer than a football field by quite a bit? It's a football field. I just looked it up. It's 360 feet long. So his is a football field plus all the space behind the end zone plus part of the seating.
That's wild.
That's insane.
So
for one person.
And like I said, they got to dismantle this bridge partially.
Plus, it's a yacht with fucking sails.
I know,
and
fucking modern day pirates.
The drawings. Arr,
Yar mateys.
I've taken over the high seas of the internet. Now I've taken over the seas for real.
No.
Oh my God.
Who's gonna have what are those coins from fucking Jake and the Neverland?
Bullions?
No.
Or, fuck.
What would you get at the end of those?
Oh God damn.
From the Jake and the Neverland.
Here's another Google search.
That's what he's gonna have. That's
Jake and the Never.
I can't remember the coins.
I know,
but yeah, his yacht. So
doubloons.
I'm gonna have my doubloons.
You're not gonna get.
I'm gonna pay you 600 million doubloons.
We're changing the currency of America to gold doubloons.
But yeah, dude But they actually don't know the price, but I seen some stuff where they're thinking it's going to be upwards of 600 mil or more.
Frankly, who fucking cares how much? We just know it's an absurd amount of money.
You're so that's retarded.
He's already done.
I'm so rich that I'm gonna. You know what? I'm gonna give me a boat that cost me 500 mil. Plus, I'm gonna take this part of this bridge out that's going to cost me another 600, 700 mil.
What's a cool $1 billion between friends? You know what? And he's already gone into outer space.
Yeah, he just went to outer space. And it's funny, the Dutch people, some people jokingly were like, we're going to throw eggs when he comes through.
Yeah, they should.
So a petition got signed and over 4,000 people have signed up to when this, if and when this happens, they're going to fucking throw eggs. But I guess it's going to be a pretty hefty throw, but it's doable. So I hope they fucking sink this shit out his yacht. What's the point of having a yacht that big? I can guarantee you small. If he's on the high seas in the ocean's going to win.
What if it's really a submarine?
What if it's really a fucking
seriously, Jeff?
Aircraft carrier?
Why don't you instead of
just get an aircraft carrier, bro?
Jeff Bezos, instead of this,
with your rocket that goes to space,
diving, make it a submersible. Go all the way down to the deepest part of the ocean. You've been to outer space. We know less about the bottom of the ocean, so there you go.
How scary would it be? Because it gets so dark.
Really scary and lots of pressure. The deepest we've gone is nowhere near the actual bottom of the ocean.
What's the bottom? The trench, the Mariana Trench is the deepest part.
Deeper than Everest is tall.
That's crazy.
Deeper than the peak of Mount Everest is high.
So I was watching this video and it was showing the deepest we've dug.
Yeah.
There's a fucking something bore mine or something we bore. It was 42,000 feet. That we've dug down into the earth.
How? I'm guessing with machines.
Oh yeah, for sure. It was man. It was a man. They call it the entrance to hell, pretty much.
Was that in Russia?
Yeah, they actually ended up closing the port.
Because
they had to weld it shut
so deep that it actually wasn't it releasing magma or gases or something?
I don't know. I didn't read into it. I was watching this video and it's showing these depths, and it was just deep, and I was like,
I think it ignited gases or something.
That's so
that
deep.
Kept burning. It's something I remember that.
But people were saying they could hear the screams of souls. Get the fuck out of here!
I'm combining stories here. That's what I heard.
Yeah.
And actually, they said if there's anything, it's probably just gases deep down making.
Yeah, I'm gonna come out and destroy.
But what if it is hell?
You know what's crazy?
Really exists
what if there's not what they think is in the middle of the earth?
Yeah.
You know how they think it's a core.
What if it's a diamond?
It's a rubber ball.
Boing. Well, how do we spin around? What if it's a string?
I want to know.
That's what string theory is all about. There's a string in Earth.
It's a yo-yo.
How can there be a core if we're flat?
Exactly.
Huh?
How can we dig down that deep if we're flat? Wouldn't we dig all the way through?
I think what happens is it's a vortex. We start digging down.
Have you ever poked a hole through a fucking cup? It's the same difference.
Solo cup.
That look. Bleep.
Boink. Have you ever done it over and over again?
Yeah, just keep stopping.
Just get a little tired. Wait, do it again.
Do it again and again. But yeah, so Jeff Bezos is so fucking rich
That he's a prick.
that he's a dick, dude.
See, and
Now, am I mad because he's so rich?
No, but there is a
But he's
point
kind of a dick, though, to his
absurdity,
employees, though.
And there's a point of just absurdly rich. I guarantee you,
he makes over 180.
percentage-wise,
He's worth 180
and
billion.
I guarantee you, percentage-wise of my income versus his, I am paying more in taxes this year than he is.
100%.
I know he's paying more as far as like just the money.
Yeah.
But percentage of my income versus his, I guarantee you I'm paying more than he is. That pisses me off.
That's crazy. So he's worth 180 billion, but he pays his employees shit.
Yeah, I'm worth $18.
I know. I'm worth the negative $500 according to the Uncle Sam.
I have more debt than I have wealth. So there you go.
That's saying something.
But
that's kind of sucks.
Speaking of that, we decided to offload some of our debt.
That's got to feel good.
It actually does. We both agreed the other night. Blanca wanted to take a job that pays a little less, and so we talked about it, and we both.
But
agreed.
what she's going to be doing? I feel like it's like gonna feel good.
It's helping women and minorities get an equal shake at contracts,
which is cool.
Which is cool.
She's going to be a bulldog for them.
She will. We've never had so many women and minorities who better get ready to get to work because Blanca's going to find you some work.
I know. She's going to be on it.
But so we sold the Challenger back to a dealer for it's amazing right now. If you want to offload a car, you can probably get what you need to get out of it at a dealership.
Because they need them.
They need them. We bought this Dodge Challenger. It was a GT over summer, and it was fun. And then now we just don't want to pay $600 a month.
Yeah.
For the next 50 years or whatever. So we took it in. Well, she took it in. She took the initiative and took it in, and they gave her what we needed to get. We didn't really make money on it, but we didn't lose anything.
I mean, that's the point, though, right?
Yeah. So we sold it. We drove it for a few months and sold it and didn't lose anything. So we got to drive a car almost for free for a few months, and then
I want to do that to ours. At least maybe get a different car. I wonder if I could do that
because can
I downgrade?
Well, we're not going to have to pay insurance on that, and then I'm going to sell my trailer because it's way too big. Nobody else wants to go.
So big.
It's a 32 footer with the hitch and everything. It's
so nice.
They call it a 28. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
But for just me, last summer I went twice by myself. So I'm hauling this huge thing.
Just get like a small little fucking 10-footer.
That's what I'm looking at. I want to buy.
That's what me and Alicia want to end up getting.
I want to buy something used that's dirt cheap. I am right now is not the time unless you buy a private party. There's a little tiny trailer on Craigslist right now for $3,200. That's $2,500. Old as shit. It's 1977, but it'd be perfect.
Oh yeah,
it's like a 20-footer.
Bucket had a pretty cool trailer over at Camp Joe, and I mean it wasn't quite. It was bigger than 10 feet, obviously, but it was. I don't know what year it was, the 80s, 90s, maybe. Yeah, but it was a nice little trailer. I would have fucking used the shit out of that.
That's what I'm getting at. I don't want it too nice. I don't want it big because I want to be able to go places.
You want it girthy though.
My trailer. I want it wide, bro. You know what I mean. I want to feel that thing.
I don't want the length. I want the girth, baby.
The girth, man. But honestly, there's a lot of sites that I wasn't able to go to because the trailer's so long.
Oh,
yeah,
makes sense.
So it's just.
I feel like maneuverability too for having a smaller trailer would be better.
It's really not bad. I never got into a spot that I wasn't comfortable with this trailer. It was easy to pull.
No, I'm just saying to maneuver into small space to you'll be able to go more places.
And that's a big thing. And I've thought even about the camper that goes over the top, but I don't know, that gets kind of complex.
When you get old, you don't want that shit.
And it's I don't know, the weight and everything over the axle. There's a lot of math that goes into that. I don't really know that I want that setup.
Yeah.
So I'm probably just going to get another little tow behind, and I don't want to owe on it is the big thing. I don't want to make a payment. I just want to own it.
But I think that's good. That's got to feel good. obviously I would love to get rid of our car. Like not get rid of. I like our car, but at the same time, it'd be nice not to have that payment.
Yes, that's exactly what it was. Well, with the Dodge, I mean, we looked at it, and so it's a little bit of a pay cut for Blanca. It's not bad, but it is to the point like we had way too much debt. Like, as far as income goes, it's like that's way too tight. Getting rid of that car alone, it's like, okay, that makes a big difference. And then getting rid of the trailer. Plus, we're not paying the insurance.
Yeah, so it's cheap because you're paying full cov.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Yeah. Like that's a lot of insurance,
on
bro.
The Dodge, and so we're and honestly, so that whole saga of last week, our Mazda dying changed quite a bit too, because then we had to buy that other car. We ended up loving that car, even though it's older. Both of us prefer driving that one over the Dodge.
It's just more comfortable, smoother drive.
A lot more comfortable. I mean, the Dodge didn't have a bad drive or anything. It's a sports car.
And I felt like it was more small.
It's low. So I always felt kind of crammed in there.
The kids that you had, it was only 2-door.
Yes. Yeah. This car is like your traditional sedan. I am really getting upset that every new car is like the new agey cool look instead of like the classy look.
I love a sedan. Like my Infiniti, I used to have this 2003 Infiniti.
Yeah.
M45. I love the shit out of that car, but it was like a big bodied sedan.
Yeah.
Like Cadillac style. Because that's like my dream car is a Cadillac.
Yeah.
Like nice 4-door or something.
Yeah.
Something just sedan-y, dude. Yeah. I just love that.
Well, that's what I like.
I don't care if
this car reminds me
a lot. It gets 1 mile to the gallon.
Do you remember that the Cadillac? I don't remember the name of the body style now.
The CTS?
Yes.
Yeah.
And they said it was like an Archer with its bow. You remember that?
Yeah.
The commercial? And that's what this car that we got reminds me of.
Yeah, it's nice. I like the body style.
Arrow, like, yeah, I like it. I've been very happy with it. I love to drive it. It's fun to drive. It's probably the most fun car I've ever driven.
Nice.
And it's a Honda. Essentially, it's a Honda.
Yeah.
So it should last a long time.
The Caddy.
It's the luxury of Honda.
Yeah.
But it's a 2012. So I mean it's like,
still it
looks
all
relative.
I'm telling you, like my Mazda, Mazda's a 2012, but yours looks newer.
Well, and these cars,
like, it looks like the body style, just everything looks newer, and nice little leather seats.
I think cars after the recession, when car manufacturers had to really compete again, I think those body styles, because of the level of competition that they suddenly had to make to be able to pay back all those government loans and everything, I think the body styles hold up.
Yeah.
These cars, as long as they run, they don't look bad.
Yeah.
You get a lot of those, like the 90s, those cars were, for the most part, hideous. A lot of cars from the 80s were just ugly. Like, I don't know.
They were crap.
I mean, Mustangs for a while went through a phase where it was just like, what?
Dude, I had a 1990 Ford Mustang when it was like my second car ever. And I hated that fucking car. It was a piece of shit.
Yeah.
It was the hatchback style.
Yeah.
It wasn't the 5.0 where it was like sporty and like fast. Max speed on that bad boy, 85 miles an hour.
It rattled when you got there.
Fucking, it just...
Dude,
it sucked. I hated that. Like that my hate for Ford came from then.
Yeah.
And then from then on, I just did not like Ford.
So my first car was a 1986 Mazda 323. I inherited from my uncle, who had inherited it from my grandmother when she passed away. He used it as like a work car, and then I got it. So that was like my high school and the college car. And I had a phase where I drove pretty fast, and so I'd drive from Cheney back to home.
Yeah,
Kennewick, like 90 miles an hour.
It's like, whoa.
And that thing, I mean, like. It was like a little tank, but yeah, I mean, it was like you're shaking all the way down.
Dude, my first car was a 1985 Pontiac Sunbird that I bought at an auction with my money, $500.
Nice.
And that didn't last me very long. The motor blew up in it.
Yeah.
Like a rod or four or something broke.
Oh.
It was bad.
It was done.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was done.
Yeah.
But that car would shake. And then I blew a tire. Right, because it was like, I guess the balance was off.
Yeah.
And then I was riding on a donut for a long time. Yeah. You're not supposed to ride on them for.
Right.
I'm a kid. I didn't care.
Yeah.
Then I ended up getting the tire fixed, and then it never shook after that. Huh. Like I must have aligned it by riding on that fucking donut.
You got the alignment fixed yourself.
Yeah.
So moral of the story, just write on a donut.
That's it, guys. If you want to do it. If you need more, contact me at P.O. Box 312. I'm just kidding. I don't got to
check out my other YouTube channel.
Yeah.
No.
Bars and cars.
We talk about drunk driving and
yeah, like you want to fucking do something.
bars and cars. That would be a good one. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I don't know. It's been an interesting week, and new car, sold the car, selling the trailer. If you want
that's good.
a big trailer, it was a really nice trailer. I mean, I'm kind of sad to let it go. I really do like it. It's just I don't need it for me. And
how many times a year are you really using
Not
it?
enough to justify the amount of money.
That's like I want a boat, but
well, that's it.
I think I would rather get a boat actually.
I spend $300 a month just to have it because I'm paying it off, and I could use that money on actually going to places.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hookers and whores.
Yeah, I could spend that money on whores. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey, come on.
Massage with a happy ending.
Blowing hose, Just joking.
Blowing hose. Oh,
blowing
shit.
Hose. Oh, well, hey. Blow and hose.
Blow and hose, not blowing hose.
Not blow in nose. Blow and hose. But anyway, neither of those things are anything I partake in. But,
Anymore.
Not anymore.
I'm just
not since even that didn't make me a bad boy.
Yeah, I know, right? When I was fucking doing blowing whores, like I still wasn't a bad boy.
I was a nice guy.
You're such a nice
what
guy.
What an insult!
You're a nice John.
How dare you? They always called me such a nice fella.
I know. Oh, you're such a nice little handsome guy.
Aren't you cute?
Oh, fuck you.
Oh, I hate that. I used to get mad, when a girl would be like, "You're cute," and I'm like, "Fuck you! You don't think I'm hot? Fuck you!"
I know, Alicia. What'd she say? What'd she use? Like, you're pretty, or said something, or she said something where I'm like, "Babe, no, don't use that term.
You're so pretty.
You're so pretty.
I'll kick you in the nuts."
Yeah. I want to see pretty.
Yeah, I'll show you pretty.
I don't know. I'm just kidding.
I'll put something right up there.
Hey,
I'll spin you right to the moon.
To the moon, Alice. But I think we can end on that.
And on sending the wife to the moon.
We can end on sending the wife to the moon.
Just weirdly blended. We're out for another week.
Yeah, hey. But no, guys, continue to subscribe to us. We're still trying to get to 40 subscribers. We've been stuck at 33 for a minute.
We're not looking for 40,000.
I'm looking for
4 million.
I need 7 more.
40.
Let me get a 40.
Can we get 7 more people to subscribe?
I would really like 17 more so I can get to 50. That'd be a nice round number.
If you get us to 50, hey, you can.
There'll be something special.
For 17
I'll wear
subscribers, I'll wear my glasses.
I'll wear some glasses too.
I'll take my shirt off. No, not really.
We'll drink that day.
Yeah, we'll drink. If you guys will do it, we'll drink.
They'll be like, any other day is the same.
I'll just watch the old episodes.
Yeah. I want to see these drunk idiots. I'll just watch But dude, watch the old episodes. Yeah. Give us ideas. We want this.
Yeah.
I want it to grow. God damn it.
I know. Guys, let's just face it. We all need a side gig. This is our little hustle.
Yeah, even though we only got what we got, I still am going to do it. I'm liking it. So
I like it. You may not like it.
But I'm getting a lot of good feedback, like on Instagram, and like
people
TikTok's
actually
watching our little shorts.
Do they say things about them?
No, but like I'll get a lot of like some of the comments from Instagram is more like, "Hey, you want to promote?"
Yeah, lots of people want to promote us.
They do, but
and they're
I'm like,
definitely not Russian bots.
I don't know. One place just hit me up and was like, "Hey, for $65, I'll promote you for a couple weeks or for like a week."
You guys pay us. We're more than willing to product place. Hey, if you're a Tri-Cities business and you want us to product place,
got you, bro.
I don't think you realize we have 598,000 followers.
More than the city even has.
And we don't even care what your business is. We will promote you.
Yeah.
We don't even care if the product is good.
We'll just promote it.
We'll promote it.
Right?
Yeah.
This broke down on you how many times? We'll promote it.
Promote it.
Fuck it. We got you because we're looking out for you.
Well, yeah, we're here for you.
This is the best pen ever.
Yeah.
So what if it broke?
Yeah.
It's still a good pen. It lasted me at least a day and a half.
First American Bank. I'm pretty sure it's actually a title company, but
It is. First American
title.
Yeah.
They'll do it for you.
Hey.
First
And
American.
you.
I expect
and
to
you.
get paid. And you, and you, and you.
I mean,
hey, yeah.
And they'll send you this free pen.
Actually, you could get right now, if you call before midnight, you can get this beautiful blue, navy blue pen.
Hey, I want one.
And as you can tell, it's got the white American bald eagle right on it.
It looks like the Federal Reserve.
The Fed is actually going to raise interest rates, people. So you better get into American First Title and get those papers signed today because those rates are just going to go up. You're throwing your money away if you wait.
Damn, look at that.
They truly are. They're going to raise interest rates. So just, hey,
Of course they are.
they have to. Of
course they do.
What you call it's getting too high.
The president.
Fuel,
Hey,
fuel prices and food prices and
Everything.
everything, dude. It's getting too high.
Fuck that.
What do they call that? The
Inflation.
Inflation. Inflation's up the yin yang.
It's up 149,000%.
Boy, we ain't seen this kind of inflation 40 years, folks.
Probably not.
Buy gold now. That's what they keep saying. Buy gold.
They've been saying that for years.
Well, how come every time the market's down, they're like, "We'll buy your gold. We'll buy your gold. Send in your rings and your thing." That's when you want to buy it, people. Not now. When they're selling the shit, don't buy it. It's when they want gold. That's when you buy it
Yeah.
because it's dirt cheap. This is not the time to buy gold.
No, it isn't.
This is the time to just hunker down.
And keep
Don't
that
get any
gold.
new debt. Chill
No.
out. But actually get the debt now before the interest rate jacks up
There you go.
and then sit on it. If you got something you want to sell, like a car or a trailer, do it now. You're never going to get a better value. Do it now.
I'm going to have to talk to Alicia.
I'm telling you, we're doing financial planning tonight.
Hey, you want to be rich? You just got to make sure you want to be rich. And that's how you get rich.
Buy my 5-step book program. It's called Flashcards. Buy it today. By Tom
You'll get
Barham.
a free PDF version of it.
I'll send you a flash drive that I downloaded myself and this great American First pen.
One of a kind.
One of a kind. I'll even
I
sign
got a
it.
G2 Pilot.
Yeah, we'll give you that too.
Yeah, wright's wonderful though.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
Those are good pens.
Yeah.
Actual real shout out. All right, anyway,
But
we're done
anyway.
fucking around. It's been good talking to you guys.
You guys have a good week. See you next weekend.
Oh, yeah, and happy Super Bowl.
Super Bowl party at my house.
Yeah. We'll
Gonna have
see
some
ya.
ribs. Eddie and them might come over too.
Cool.
Maybe.
Well, let us
Anyway.
know what we can bring.
All right. You guys have a good week. We'll talk to you later.
Bye-bye.
Love you guys. Keep pimping.